and there is no more Gentile influence within Israel for the last 43, 44 years. So we've been moving towards Israel being fully and completely grafted whole for the last 43, 44 years. That's why I believe since 67 till today, the intensity of the world turning against Israel is greater and greater every year. Every single year, you have a dozen, if not 24 nations, give or take, turn against Israel. Now, I'm not saying you've had 194 nations in favor of Israel at any one time in history. That we know is not true. But we've had 70, 60, 80, 90 nations that have been moderately at peace with Israel. But if you look now, that number, whatever number it is, I'm not even trying to make it a number. I'm saying as influencing the world, whatever the number was at any given point in time, from 67 to today, whatever it peaked at, say it peaked at 90 nations at one point in time over the last 43 years were in favor of Israel. In some way, fashion, or another. Egypt, perfect example, had a peace treaty with Israel for the last 30 years. Well, guess what? They're no longer friends of Israel. I can tell you as of right now, this Egyptian collapse with this government has turned the tide. And Egypt, no matter how it comes out of this, will no longer be a friend of Israel. That peace treaty that Mubarak signed, I can almost guarantee it. Will become null and void the day the new president takes over. So the fullness of the Gentiles is complete. Israel is no longer under Gentile rule. 2,000 years, it ended primarily right around 1967. Last 43 years, they've been taking care of business by themselves, and the ungrafting of the wild olive tree has been completed, and the wholeness of Israel is now on God's radar. Because Romans 11:26 says all Israel will be saved as it is written. We'll be right back after this brief break. Listen, folks, one of the best ringtone services out there is a service called FlyCell, FLYCELL. When I search for my ringtones, I search for FlyCell. You can check out FlyCell at advantageous.dealcenter.us. Remember, that's FlyCell, FLYCELL, for the latest and greatest ringtones. Join today and get 25 credits valid for ringtones, cool tech services, and more. Then get 10 more credits each month with your subscription. Check out FlyCell at www.advantageous.dealcenter.us today. All right, there, ladies and gentlemen, you're back live with Jim Howie Mandel Jr. on the Howie Unveils God's Shield radio show. You can join us live at 877-779-6410, 877-779-6410. I want to jump into a little bit of an understanding as to the political climate right now that is going on within America and the world. You're having individuals, these professed know-it-alls, basically, that are trying to give you this, I don't even know what to call it, this appeasing approach to what's going on in Egypt. There's no appeasing approach to what is going on in Egypt. None, period. You have no idea politically how important Egypt is to Israel and America. It's extremely, extremely important. It ranks up there to Alaska and America, Israel and Jerusalem. It's important. It's vital. It's a key component to our sovereignty, to our way of life, to our culture, to our lifestyle. I read that there is 7 gallons of oil in 4 car tires. So the 4 tires you have on your car in production, it takes 7 gallons of crude oil to make those tires. You have to understand delivery, transportation, fees, manufacturing, etc., etc. Just in that thought process and understanding that 7 gallons of oil per a set of 4 tires. When you start to move that out and you start getting into commodities, how much oil does it take to produce and grow tomatoes? How much oil does it take to produce and grow corn? See, we don't look at it. We look at the farmer producing and growing, but you have delivery, transportation, processes that we don't even take into account that all encompass oil. And we have no great foreign policy. I mean, domestic policy, I should say. Our foreign policy on oil is to import it, but we have no domestic policy on oil. So just in a simpleton, and again, I'm no brain surgeon, I'm no scholar, I'm a novice. I'm just looking at the world and looking at the Bible and just saying, things are starting to line up here according to what the Bible says is going to happen. And we're seeing it happen. But the world's consumption of oil is going to get greater and greater. Just by the numerical value of growth. With that pressure now put on Egypt and the Suez Canal and Sudan and Libya and this Middle Eastern region, the relationship with Israel and America, your way of life and my way of life could, within a year, could be turned upside down. If oil goes to $125 a barrel, you're looking at $5-6 a gallon at the pump. That doesn't take. We're not rocket scientists here. We're not building nuclear bombs. We're just discussing practical commodity dollars. This is not, again, rocket science. We have to discern the trends that we're seeing, and they're not trending in our favor. They're trending against us. And we're seeing this Middle East region, which is vital, very vital to what is going on, tossing and turning to and fro, and we just don't understand the political ramifications, the economic ramifications. And we better be prepared for what's to come. And I believe that a catalyst to this is our own president. I believe, again, I'm not going to say things on this show that are politically correct. I'm going to say what is biblically correct. Now, I'm not saying dogmatically that Barack Obama is the Antichrist, the one world leader Antichrist. But I do believe he's operating in the spirit of the Antichrist. I believe he is an Antichrist spirit operating within him. And he is pro-Muslim. He's pro-Muslim, pro-Islam, pro-Islam. Not to the understanding of Islam. He's pro-Islam. Listen to what he said here during Ramadan last year. He said that Islam and Christianity are compatible. I'm paraphrasing, but that's in a nutshell. Islam and Christianity are compatible. It is absolutely untrue. There's no compatibility between Islam and Christianity. And as soon as we return from this break, we'll get into those details.